Hey there, welcome to the work break with Steve and Trish. Trish, how are you?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What are you up to? You look like you're in transit.
Just out driving around. No, I am. I'm on my way from Colorado to Waterloo, Illinois. So I am just east of Kansas City right now, out of the snow. Thank goodness.
Nice.
It was so snowy in both Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. Like that storm that went through that shut down I-80 was crazy, crazy snow. And
Wow.
lots of ice. But you know
Okay.
what? Ice is beautiful. I took so many photos along the way. Like all the ice on the trees, it looks absolutely beautiful. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful until it starts taking down power lines. Then it's less
Well,
attractive, right?
right, but I don't live there, so it's okay. It doesn't it doesn't affect me.
Nice.
No. So how are you? What's new in Steve's world?
I'm well, very, very busy. Like it's finally, I think, turned the ramp up on just lots of things to do in the new year, right? The first week's kind of sort of still quiet, then it gets a little bit crazier. And I think this is week three, if I think I'm right, of sort of 2023, right? And I looked at the
That's right.
calendar this morning and I couldn't believe I committed to as many things as I did, like this week and next week. So it's been it's good, but it's off to a really busy start. We've got a lot going on. I know you do too.
We do, and I actually, my house, people who listen would know I've had my house on the market. It went under contract in October. The people who are buying it finally sold their house. So now suddenly I have to move by February 13th. So,
Wow.
yeah, so not only
Nice.
are we busy at work, I'm going to be busily packing. So, but it's all good. I'm happy about it.
Cool. Well, congratulations. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We've got so much going on, and then I did sneak out over the weekend. Though I'll mention this, Trish. I don't go to the
Oh,
movies
yeah,
that much. Like
right.
everybody else, I just stream everything, right? Whether it's Netflix, Amazon, what have you.
Yeah,
But some things you still should probably see in a big proper theater with the surround sound and all of this.
right.
Apologize. There's a helicopter flying by fairly closely. I don't know if you can hear
Are
that.
they coming to rescue you? It sounds like they're
It was nearby. As an aside, I'm not home today. I'm quite near a very large Air Force base, oddly enough,
Oh,
and there have been some low planes flying across like outside the window here this morning,
yeah.
like big cargo type. I don't know what kind of planes they were, but quite low and quite loud. But no, I went to the movies yesterday, Trish, the proper theater to see the Avatar movie, the new one. Have you seen
Oh, how
this?
was it? No, I've not, and I want to. Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I've never seen still the first Avatar, so there were a few things
Oh,
I didn't quite sort of get, and we had read that you could go see number two even if you hadn't seen number one, you could kind of figure it out, and for the most part you could, but there was a little bit of the backstory I was not familiar with from never having seen the first one, but yeah, it was really good, and I was in one of those theaters, and I don't get out the theater too much as I mentioned, uh, but. It was the first time I'd ever been in one of those theaters where it was like the surround sound kind of embedded throughout the seats and everything. So like the first
oh, nice.
time like a big spaceship or what I guess there were spaceships
Yeah.
crashed in the movie, the whole chair started to shake and
Oh
vibrate. And I was like,
no.
what is happening here? But then yeah,
You're like watching in like 4D.
yeah, it was really cool. I loved it. So yeah, I recommend the movie. It's really long, but it didn't really seem it in a way. It was about a
Right,
3 hour
right.
movie, but went by
Oh
pretty
my
fast.
gosh.
And yeah, it's fun. So I don't know if it's going to be an Oscar movie or not. Usually those are the ones we watch, but
Right,
I dug it. Yeah, and I get why like a lot of people have gone to see it. It's made like just billions of dollars, I think, so far.
right. Well, we'll call this the movie update. So I have, as you know, you and I both, we always start trying to guess what the Oscar
Yeah,
noms are going to be, which is that tomorrow, by the way? I think it's tomorrow
I don't know.
that they
I
come
don't.
out. I believe it's tomorrow. So
Yeah.
anyway, um, I started watching. What is the one with Colin Farrell? It's the Banshees of like I forget the last word.
I don't
Anyway,
even know. I have not done any research on Oscar
okay,
movies.
we'll tweet it out. But anyway, it's amazing. Watch it. Absolutely watch it. Then I started watching Tar with Kate Blanchett. I cannot get
Okay.
through it. You know how every year, Steve, we have like one movie that comes out where I'm just like I can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it. That's my movie. Tar. Yeah.
Tar. Okay, I don't know that one either.
She's
If
a German composer. It's
Yeah, I only know Wagner is kind of where I begin and end with
yeah,
German composers. So if it's not about
it's
him, yeah, I don't know.
difficult. I love her. I love her. It was difficult. So do you know what I
Hey,
did instead? I'm
uh,
gonna give you
God,
a tip.
okay.
I'm gonna give you and everyone a tip. So I don't know if you watched that 70s show back in the day,
I've
but
seen it
Netflix,
back in the day. I couldn't say I was
yeah,
a loyal viewer, but I'm aware of it.
yeah. Well, Netflix has that 90s show where they bring Kitty and Red back as the
Ah,
grandparents now.
gotcha.
And I binged that instead of watching Oscar type movies. So yeah, I filled my brain with that.
I'll give you something else you can watch, Trish. I just read about this like 5 minutes before we came on for this live stream. Trish,
Okay,
we've talked about the metaverse. We've talked about having
right.
those Oculus Quest devices we've got, and I've not
Love it.
done too much with mine lately. But Trish, I'm going to be on there today, I think, because today, Trish, there was an announcement that for the rest of the season, over 50 live NBA games can be watched for free in VR if you've
Really?
got an Oculus Quest 2 or Meta Quest Pro device, either of those devices, and of
Oh,
which is going to be fun. I'm going to check that out. The first game's
yeah.
today, as a matter of fact. But 5 of the games, and they haven't announced which 5 yet, so I assume it's not today's game. But 5 of these games, Trish, are going to be presented in what they call immersive VR, which, according to what I
Oh,
read,
wow.
will make you feel like you're courtside while watching the game in your VR headset. And I know like a lot of people have been skeptical about the metaverse and those headsets, and they can be a little uncomfortable wearing them for a long period of time. They're a little heavy still, but
Yeah,
if you could do real, like you're at the court, like you're courtside for an NBA
right.
type of a game or a concert, or just you name whatever kind of
Done.
performing arts thing you're into, a play or something, I think
Yeah,
that would be the tipping point, which would drive a lot more folks to want to check it out, or maybe even, get one of those headsets. So I can't wait to check this out. I'll try to check out the game today and see what that's like. But the first time they do one of these immersive games, I'm definitely in because I want to
right.
see this. I think it'd be super cool.
Oh, yeah. Report back. I want to hear
Yeah.
about that. I think that'd be amazing. I actually like it. I think the more I use the Oculus, the easier it becomes. And I don't notice that it's that heavy. So maybe
Yeah.
it's just a amount of time it takes to get used to it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it
Could be.
seems fine.
Could be. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. Before we sign off, I was going to ask you, we just had lunch at Whataburger. Are you a
Ah,
fan? Have you been there?
I don't know. Maybe
It feels like a lot of hype. I'm
it
going to
was
say it
not
out
a
there.
thing that was anywhere around where I've lived in my life. I don't think so.
Yeah. What's your favorite burger? Where do you go? Like, what do you recommend?
I am not a fast food burger person at all. So,
Really?
but there's one I will eat still,
Oh,
which will be
okay.
White Castle.
White Castle. I'm
Well,
with you
yeah, I will
100%.
have White
White Castle's
Castle.
better. Yeah, White Castle's better than Whataburger. I'm going to go there too. All
I'm
right.
down.
Well, good stuff. I'm glad we got to catch up. Sorry for
Yeah,
being on the
good.
road, but
Drive safe. Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. Well, we'll see everyone back here on Wednesday. In the meantime, I know we've had a couple episodes of the Happy Hour podcast drop with Outwork in America. And also, I don't know what day it's going to post, but we got another new play by play that's coming up that I
Hmm.
hear was exceptional. The boys
I have
told
heard
me
that
it
as
was the
well.
best yet.
Yeah, they have big. Spoiler is they have a guest from Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization on their show. So
Yes.
that should be really good. Our show we dropped last week with Mikhail Anderson from First Class Tattoo, really, really fun. And you can
That's
check that
right.
out, and just loads of great stuff coming. And we'll check out the H3HR newsletter, by the way, because that's where we sort of keep a lot of folks updated on that. And that's growing quite a bit. So you go to h3hr.com and sign up for that. So that's my shout out to our newsletter, and Karen Steed, who does a great job creating that newsletter every
Yes, she
month.
does.
All
Yes,
right.
she does. All right, sounds good. Well, we will see everyone back here on Wednesday. And in the meantime, tweet us if there's any movies we should be catching, any shows. And we'll hopefully have the Oscar noms out by Wednesday and we can kind of dive in and figure out what we want to see.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now. Bye.